I am a huge fan of journaling. As a psychiatrist, as a writer, and as a believer, I have been so impressed with the possibility of journaling to bring clarity and to move me forward in my journey. Sadly, when I recommend it to people, it seems that those who need it the most, like exercise, resist it the most. It's one of those activities that requires some perseverance, some persistence in order to reap the real benefits and to be convinced of how powerful it is. What I've found is that when I have issues that I'm dealing with, unresolved feelings or trauma or conflict, when I write down my thoughts and feelings, it brings clarity. As a person over 40, if I hold a piece of paper too close to my face, the words are blurry and indistinct. When I move it further out, I see clearly. Journaling helps to move things further out, helps it get it out of you. When I have an upset stomach, if I have food poisoning, for instance, getting that poison out of my system may be a little unpleasant in the process, but boy, do I feel better once it's out of me. I find that to be true with journaling as well. Journaling helps you to get the distress out of you onto paper where in black and white, you see it differently. Your perspective changes. And it's a little bit like an archaeological dig. Once you get through the layers at the top, you find out what's underneath. What's driving those emotions, those passions, those feelings? What's at the heart of the matter? I love the Psalms, which really are an example of journaling. David not only wrote his thoughts and feelings down, but he put them in poetic form and even put them to music. I believe journaling honors your own soul. As David would say several times in the Psalms, he would refer to himself as my precious soul. His way of being in the world really honored himself and honored God by bringing it into that relationship between them. One of the ways that you can make journaling most powerful is to take it to God, to use your journaling as a way of voicing your prayers on paper. It's very powerful because some of the things that we deal with, we cycle through repeatedly. Some of our fears will come back again to haunt us. Some of our deep desires, our frustrations and our feelings. It does you good to write those things down. When you go back and read the things you've written, it helps you see how far you've come. And it helps you remember what you've dealt with and what God's delivered you from. When you journal from a high point, when you are doing well and seeing things clearly, if you have an epiphany or a noteworthy event, capturing it on paper is so good. We imagine that we'll remember the important things over time. But if we don't write them down, we often lose the clarity, the punch, and the power of those messages that God gives us on our journey. A few things to keep in mind when you journal is to make it your own. Find your way, whether it's using doodles and drawings as well as handwritten, could be on a computer, could be with graphs and tables. Make it your own. Let it be personal for you and something that you will enjoy doing to the extent you can. Keep it your own. A good journal is a private journal. A journal is a place where you put those things that you would not share with anyone, those thoughts, those feelings, those fantasies that you are processing, but you don't want to share with anyone but yourself and with God. So make it your own and keep it your own, but also keep it up. As I said before, it takes time to really enter into the value of journaling. You don't have to do it every day, but do it regularly and you will find yourself growing in appreciation for the value that journaling can bring to your life. It was Socrates who said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Journaling helps you to be tuned in to what's happening in you and in your sphere. It helps you to become clear about what moves you, what motivates you, what's driving your behavior and your fears. It will help you to make better choices, to be more reflective and less reactive as you live your life. Give journaling a try. Take it to God and let Him be a part of your intention to live a life worth living, to live life to the full by taking the time day by day to write down, to journal about your experience and your exploration of the kingdom of God and your own soul. Knowing yourself is the key to intimacy with others and even intimacy with God. Journaling will help you know yourself better and share yourself more fully and freely with God and with others.